Hey everyone, your fishing buddy is back with another forecast, and today we're diving deep into the angling opportunities for Ireland on January 22nd, 2026. This day, my friends, holds some classic winter challenges, but also some fantastic chances for those willing to brave the elements and adapt their tactics. We're talking about a day when smarts and patience will truly pay off, potentially revealing some real winter trophies. So, grab a warm cuppa, settle in, and let's get into it. First up, let's talk about our freshwater giants, the mighty pike. In late January, these incredible predators are still active, but their metabolism has definitely slowed down. This means they won't be chasing after fast-moving lures with their usual gusto. So, where do we find them? Forget the shallow margins for now. Focus your efforts on the deeper sections of larger loughs and slow-moving rivers. Look for those significant drop-offs, any remaining dense weed beds that still offer cover, and submerged features like old river bends or sunken trees. These are the places where baitfish will congregate and where a lethargic pike will be waiting for an easy meal. What to catch them on? Slow and steady wins the race with winter pike, my friends. My top recommendation is dead baits. Think small roach, perch, or oily fish like mackerel or herring, presented on a light ledger setup, either on the bottom or suspended just above it with a paternoster rig. You can also use large soft plastic lures, but retrieve them incredibly slowly, almost dragging them along the bottom. Remember, patience is absolutely key here. Next, for those who love their coarse fishing, perch can provide some fantastic sport, even in January. Contrary to popular belief, big perch often stick to surprisingly shallow shoreline areas in winter, sometimes in knee-deep water, up to the first drop-off at 2 to 3 meters deep. Look for spots with rocky, mussel-covered or hard bottoms, as these often hold crayfish, a favorite winter snack. You'll also find them in the deeper, slower sections of rivers, canals and loughs, especially near features like bridges, moored boats or other underwater structure. On what to catch them? Finesse rigs are your best friend. A drop-shot setup with a small, natural bait like a juicy lobworm or a crayfish imitation can be incredibly effective. The trick is a very slow presentation. Let your bait sit on the bottom for several seconds, then give it just a quarter or half a real turn every 3 to 5 seconds, letting it rest again. This tantalizingly slow approach is what triggers those winter bites. And what about our sea angling companions? The resilient cod and whiting are definitely on the cards along the stunning Irish coast. Cod fishing can be excellent, especially on the south coast, particularly after a good storm has stirred up the seabed, uncovering tasty morsels. From a boat, focus particularly on rough ground, reefs, and even wrecks. From the shore, sandy beaches that feature deeper gullies or rocky outcrops are ideal ambush points. They'll be searching for easy meals in the stirred-up water. On what to catch them? A sturdy surf rod with a fixed pattern or running ledger rig is your best friend. Forget the flashy lures for now. In winter, natural baits like fresh peeler crabs, large lugworms, or strips of mackerel or herring are far more effective. Cast your bait into those calmer pockets behind sandbanks and let the scent do the work. And for whiting, these eager biters are readily available from beaches and rocky headlands, especially where there's a good surf running. Simple bottom rigs with small hooks, baited with lugworm, ragworm, or even small strips of mackerel will do the trick. A little trick I've picked up. Try a cocktail bait combining a piece of squid with a lugworm for extra scent and appeal. The colder water means they will be less active, so a good scent trail is absolutely crucial to draw them in. Now let's break down the conditions for January 22nd, 2026. Weather. Based on typical January patterns for Ireland, expect generally cool, wet, and breezy conditions. Average daytime temperatures will likely hover between 4 and 8 degrees Celsius, that's 39 to 46 degrees Fahrenheit, with nighttime lows around 3 to 5 degrees Celsius, 37 to 41 degrees Fahrenheit. There's a good chance of frequent rain, potentially every second day, with average long-term rainfall around 100 millimeters or 4 inches for the month. Prevailing winds will be from the southwest, and while not necessarily stormy, expect a noticeable breeze, which could be stronger up to 160 kilometers per hour, 99 miles per hour, on exposed coastal counties. Daylight hours will be limited, around 8 hours, so make the most of those precious midday hours. These cold and wet conditions mean fish will be less inclined to move far or chase aggressively, seeking shelter and warmth in deeper water or sheltered areas. Water temperature. Sea temperatures around the Irish coast in late January typically range from 7 to 11 degrees Celsius, 45 to 52 degrees Fahrenheit, with an average of around 9 degrees Celsius, 48 degrees Fahrenheit in coastal areas like Dublin. Inland lakes and rivers will be considerably colder, likely closer to 4 degrees Celsius, 39 degrees Fahrenheit, or even a bit lower, depending on the recent air temperatures. The cold water significantly slows down fish metabolism, making them more sluggish and less likely to expend energy. Moon phase. On January 22, 2026, we'll be under a waxing crescent moon. It will be illuminated by about 14 to 16% and will be roughly 3 to 4 days old since the new moon. In fishing lore, a waxing crescent phase is often seen as a period where fish activity, while not peaking, is steadily improving as we approach the first quarter. Many anglers believe fish, especially predators, might be more active during moonrise and moonset, even with lower illumination. Overall fish activity, given the cold air temperatures, very cold water, and a waxing crescent moon, overall fish activity across Ireland on the 22nd of January will be on the capricious to moderate side. The cold temperatures will generally slow things down, and fish will be in their winter holding patterns, feeding but not voraciously. However, the prospect of a steadily growing moon can offer a glimmer of hope for dedicated anglers. Predatory species like pike, perch, and hardy sea species like cod and whiting are still very much catchable if you adapt your tactics. The fish are conserving energy, so the key, my friends, is to slow down your presentation and be prepared for subtle bites. So, my friends, my overall assessment for the 22nd of January is a capricious but potentially rewarding bite. This is not a day for a casual cast. It's a day for the dedicated, patient angler who understands winter fish behavior. The cold temperatures, slow water, and a moon phase that suggests growing activity but not yet a feeding frenzy mean you'll need to work for your fish. But trust me, the reward of a winter-caught pike, a chunky perch, or a respectable cod in these conditions is something truly special. So get out there, be safe, and I wish you all the very best of luck. Tight lines, everyone, and as we say, ni closta, ni chesui. No tail, no scales. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss our next forecast. And tell me in the comments below, what's your go-to winter fishing tactic in Ireland? What baits or lures have worked wonders for you in these cold conditions?